When you think of greatness in the NBA, two teams almost always come to mind: the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. But this isn't just a matchup. It's a clash of dynasties, of legacy versus innovation, of Showtime versus Splash. The Lakers, the epitome of tradition, of superstar power, of banners hanging in the rafters. The Warriors, the revolutionaries, the team that changed how basketball is played around the world. So let's go back, way back, to understand how this rivalry was born, and how it became one of the most iconic battles in modern NBA history. The Los Angeles Lakers weren't always in LA. They started in Minneapolis in 1947, taking their name from the land of 10,000 lakes. In the early days, they were a force, led by the league's first true superstar, George Mikan. They won 5 titles in 6 years, establishing themselves as a powerhouse in the fledgling NBA. But everything changed when they moved to Los Angeles. In 1960, it wasn't just a relocation. It was the beginning of a new identity. Bright lights, Hollywood, celebrities courtside, and soon the Lakers would match that glamour with greatness. From Jerry West and Elgin Baylor to the unstoppable pairing of Wilt Chamberlain and later Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, this team was built on big names and even bigger moments. The 1980s? That was Showtime, an era of fast breaks, no-look passes, and Magic's smile lighting up the Forum. They won 5 championships in the decade, solidifying their place as the most glamorous team in sports. And then came the 2000s. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant dominated the league, with 3 straight titles. After Shaq left, Kobe carried the torch, leading the Lakers to 2 more championships and leaving behind a legacy defined by Mamba mentality. Today, the torch has passed to LeBron James, arguably the most complete player the game has ever seen, and Anthony Davis, as they attempt to add to the Lakers' already legendary resume. Meanwhile, up north, the story of the Golden State Warriors is very different. Founded in Philadelphia in 1946, the Warriors won the very first championship in NBA history, but they didn't become a true force until much later. After moving to San Francisco in 1962 and then adopting the Golden State moniker in 1971, the team spent decades searching for identity and consistency. Sure, there were bright spots: Rick Barry leading the team to a title in 1975, Run TMC electrifying the league in the early 90s, but the Warriors were never taken seriously as a dynasty. Not yet. That changed in 2014. Enter Stephen Curry. With a smooth jumper, unlimited range, and a new style of basketball, Curry and head coach Steve Kerr built a system that broke the NBA. Ball movement, floor spacing, relentless pace. The Warriors weren't just winning. They were redefining what winning looked like. From 2015 to 2019, they made 5 straight NBA Finals, winning 3 championships, adding stars like Kevin Durant, and turning Oracle Arena into the loudest building in basketball. In the process, Curry became the face of a generation. Klay Thompson earned a reputation as the game's purest shooter, and Draymond Green became the heart and soul of their defense. And now, with the team transitioning into a new era, young players like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Jordan Poole have been asked to carry the flame, though the original core is still there, still hungry, still dangerous. So, what happens when tradition meets transformation? When Hollywood glitz meets Silicon Valley swagger? You get one of the most compelling rivalries of the 21st century. It's not just about basketball. It's about identity. It's about eras. It's about 2 philosophies going head-to-head. In the next section, we're going to break down how these teams actually play on the court: the styles, the schemes, the stars, the stats. Lakers versus Warriors, not just a rivalry, a battle of basketball ideologies. So now that we've seen where they came from, let's talk about what happens when the Lakers and Warriors meet on the floor. Because this isn't just a star-studded matchup, it's a clash of styles. The Lakers are about power, paint presence, physicality. The Warriors, pace, precision, perimeter dominance. Let's start with the Lakers. The Lakers, power, pace, and post-play-in. 2025, the Lakers' identity is still built around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. LeBron, now in his 40s, isn't just a basketball player, he's a system. He still runs the floor like a freight train. He sees the game 2 steps ahead. and when it's winning time, he controls the tempo like a maestro. Next to him, Anthony Davis brings elite two-way dominance. When he's healthy, he's a top 5 player in the league. Rim protection, mid-range scoring, even stretching the floor. The Lakers thrive when Davis is aggressive on both ends, especially in pick-and-roll situations where he can punish switches or dive hard to the rim. Supporting them is a rotating cast of role players. Think Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, or newer additions like Rui Hachimura, who provide spacing, hustle, and secondary playmaking. Defensively, they rely on size, switching, and elite help rotations. Their best lineups are long, athletic, and built to grind teams down over 48 minutes. But here's the key. The Lakers want to get to the rim. They want free throws. They want the mid-range. They play inside out. Now let's look at the other side of the chessboard. The Warriors. Spacing, motion, and shot-making. The Golden State Warriors are one of the most unique teams in basketball history. Their offense isn't built around a single playmaker. It's a motion offense, a dance. Steph Curry doesn't just dribble up and isolate. He moves, constantly, through screens, around handoffs, drawing defenders, then disappearing into a corner before launching a dagger 3 with 0.3 seconds of space. This off-ball gravity pulls defenses apart, and it creates openings for teammates like Klay Thompson, who can drop 37 and a quarter when he gets hot. And then there's Draymond Green. He's not a scorer. He doesn't need to be. He's the quarterback. He reads defenses, makes quick decisions, runs the short roll. And defensively, he's still one of the best communicators and switch defenders in the league. Golden State's philosophy is about volume and efficiency from deep. They'll take 45 threes a game, because even if they hit just 35%, that's still more efficient than most two-point offenses. And when they go small, they force bigs to guard the perimeter. They force traditional teams, like the Lakers, to chase ghosts. But that doesn't mean the Warriors are invincible. How they match up Lakers-Warriors games are like a battle of tempo. If the game slows down and becomes a half-court grind, the Lakers usually win. They dominate the paint. They draw fouls. They wear you down physically. But if it turns into a track meet, if the ball is flying around, threes are raining, and Curry is dancing, it's over. The Warriors take over the rhythm, the crowd, and the scoreboard. It becomes a game of runs. The Lakers go 9-0 in the paint? Cool. The Warriors answer with 4 threes in 90 seconds. That's the danger. Defensively, the Lakers try to use their length to trap Curry and rotate fast enough to contest shots. But that takes stamina. One missed rotation, one hesitation, and it's splash time. Offensively, the Lakers look to hunt mismatches. They'll try to force switches and let LeBron bully smaller defenders, or isolate Davis against Looney or Draymond, depending on the matchup. Every possession becomes a chess move, a fight for space, a war of attrition, and it's not just tactics, it's personal. Remember that 2023 playoff series? LeBron and Steph went toe-to-toe. The Lakers took it in 6. But it was beautiful basketball. Push and pull, punch and counterpunch, and even now, years later, it's still must-watch TV. Because when these two teams meet, it's not just about standings or playoff seedings. It's about legacy. Curry trying to prove his dynasty wasn't just about KD. LeBron trying to prove he still runs the West. It's about pride, history, bragging rights. In the final section, we'll zoom out. The global impact, the fan bases, the media attention, and ultimately, the big question, which franchise stands taller in NBA history? Let's bring it home. This rivalry, it's bigger than basketball, because when the Lakers and Warriors face off, it's not just two teams, it's two worlds. The Lakers represent legacy. They're Hollywood, glamour. A franchise built on superstars and championships. They've had Wilt, Magic, Kobe, Shaq, LeBron. Their jerseys aren't just retired, they're worshipped. Every win feels like an addition to a legend that's already larger than life. Their fans? They're global, generational. Many grew up watching Showtime, then the Mamba era, and now cheer for King James. They expect greatness. The Warriors represent evolution. They're the modern dynasty, a franchise that rose from the ashes and changed the game. From lottery picks to champions, through vision, development, and pure shooting brilliance. They didn't just win. They reshaped how teams play. They made spacing the norm. They made kids believe that 35-foot threes were normal. And in doing so, they built a fan base that spans the digital world. Tech-savvy, data-aware, loud, loyal, and proud of what the Bay created. Culturally, it's legacy versus disruption. Past versus present. Old guard versus the revolution. But here's the truth. Both teams changed basketball forever. The Lakers gave us decades of dominance. The Warriors gave us a new blueprint for it. And when they meet, it's not just a regular season game. It's a moment, a memory in the making. So who's better? That depends on what you value. Rings? Stars? Innovation? Identity? In the end, the real winner is the game itself. Because nothing fires up basketball like Lakers versus Warriors.